My name is Sean Robinson. I'm a member of the Nisga'a Nation and the son of a Métis mother, and I am graduating with my honors bachelor's in history from the Faculty of Indigenous Studies, Social Sciences, and Humanities at the University of Northern British Columbia. I am this year's Valedictorian for Ceremony 1, and I am also the recipient of the Lieutenant Governor's Medal for Inclusion, Democracy, and Reconciliation and the Pounamu Taonga Award. I was very happy to hear that I was UMBC's valedictorian for 2025, on top of the 2 awards that I had already received. It meant a lot to me to be able to represent my peers at the convocation and speak more about the importance and significance of my time at UMBC, not only in my own life, but in my professional development and in my interactions with other people in the community. Growing up in the North, we're often told that education isn't necessarily something that we were meant to do. You know, people are supposed to go into the trades or go into other fields, and so going to UMBC really changed not only my career path but my expectations for what can be done here in Prince George and in the North more broadly. As a history major, we're taught that the problems of today are often the products of the past. And so when I think about inclusion, democracy, and reconciliation, I think about the problems that we as a country, as communities, as humanity have faced in the past, finding common ground, treating each other properly. Those problems persist today, and they often manifest themselves in different ways. Here in Northern BC, the many problems that are faced by Indigenous community can very easily be traced as problems and attacks that people had to endure throughout the last 150 years. So history teaches us that in order to solve the problems that we face in our modern society, in the contemporary world, we have to know how these problems came to be. I certainly value leadership, and I hope that it's something that I can continue to develop throughout my life and throughout any further education that I undertake. I think that we do need to be conscious of the world is struggling right now, and we need to be open to change and response. But that primarily means being open to conversation. And I think that many people our age really struggle to have a good, honest conversation with someone who disagrees with them. And so if we want to change anything in this country, the first and foremost goal of any leader should be reignition of democratic values. I hope that throughout my university career here at UMBC, I've been someone who opens conversation, and I've been someone who can be conversed with. A good listener is something I hope I am. And I hope that to be able to do the same at any future studies. Alongside my hope in continuing in this realm, I'm certainly interested in involving myself in perhaps politics or education as a method through which I can help these values grow again in Canadian society. I think that our country is at a bit of a crossroads here. And if we want to respond in kind, we have to prepare, not in an orthodox way, but at least be ready to have difficult conversations and know how to have those conversations. There's a quote that I really like from an author, and he says, when people talk, listen completely, because most people never listen. And I think that this is something that we need to keep in mind as we go forward in our lives. So if there's a valedictory message that I can give in this interview, listen completely to other people. Well, my most memorable experiences at UMBC are probably my international exchanges. I got to see so many new cultures, meet so many new people, and get to learn about parts of the world which I would not have learned about without attending UMBC. In specific, my time in Spain for the September semester of 2024 was a great memory. I met so many amazing people, and I got to familiarize myself with not only Spanish culture, but Basque culture, which has a lot of commonalities with the Indigenous cultures of North America. And so I prided myself on being able to be someone who could share things internationally throughout my time at UMBC. And that ended up involving traveling to 11 different countries over these past 4 years. But I really hope that through those exchanges, I managed to share a little piece of Northern British Columbia and my community with the world. And ultimately, that's what I'm most happy about my time at UMBC.
I
just like to say thank you to everyone who mentored me at UNBC, in particular Doctors Jacqueline Holler and Kevin Hutchings, who fundamentally shaped my education, as well as all of my friends here who continue to challenge me in my own thinking, and as well as all the staff of UNBC who keep this place going. Thank you. Well, if I have a message for my mentors, I suppose it would be, don't let anyone degrade the value of what you do. I know that now post-secondary education is increasingly viewed with ire by a lot of people who accuse it of not promoting critical thinking, of it being indoctrination. And you are living proof that this is not the case. So keep going. Don't let anyone stop you. Although I know I do not need to tell you for you to keep going. So thank you. Thank you to UNBC, and thank you to everyone who makes this institution a great place to learn.